So we're going to talk about chapter 4, which is preparing you for your first speech. Now, this speech that you're doing is an introductory speech, pretty much which is an icebreaker. It's not that intense. It's only 2 to 3 minutes. The first thing you need to do is to develop your speech. When you're developing your speech, you need to focus on your topic. It's only 2 to 3 minutes, so you don't have all that time to talk about so many things. You're going to find 1 or 2 objects that represents you, that inspires you. That's all you're going to speak about, just 1 or 2 objects. And your presentation, you have to have a clear introduction. You have to have a clear body. You have to have a clear conclusion. So I must hear your introduction. I must be able to discern this is your body. I must be able to discern this is your conclusion. Now, what would you have in your introduction? It's also laid out here. Your introduction, you must have an attention getter or a hook. How can you have an attention getter? You can ask a question. You can use an hypothetical situation. You can tell a short joke just to grab your audience attention. You can even use a quotation from somebody who is famous. So those are the easy ways you can get your audience attention. Or you can even cite a statistic. And once you've gotten your audience attention, you identify your topic. You tell us what your presentation is going to be about. And you tell us why we should be listening to your presentation. At the end of my presentation, you are going to see why I am the most fabulous professor at BMCC. At the end of my presentation, if you don't get that, you're going to say, oh man, no, it's just a joke. So you'll be able to make that judgment. Now, your body of your presentation. Now, your body on your presentation deals with your main points, the ideas you're talking about. You can arrange your ideas in a sequence of events, 1, 2, 3, which is a chronological order. But in this case, because you're doing a presentation that is talking about something that represents you, you're probably going to be using a topical order. So that's what a lot of you are going to be using. A topical order means when you organize your ideas in topics. So you're moving from one topic to another topic. That's a topical order. That's another way you arrange your stuff, is using topical order. Okay, now as part of your body, you also want to establish your main points. Now, you're also going to use transitions or connective. Transitions just means that now that I've spoken to you about my motorbike, I want to talk to you about my special socks. My special socks that my mother gave to me when I was 12 years old, and I still wear it today. So I just use connective or transition. Transitions are words that connect ideas. And lastly, conclusion. Your conclusion for now must end with a retentive information, or we call it end with a bang. Ending with a retentive information means that you want to end with something that drives home your presentation, something that your audience will always remember about your presentation. One thing that we will always remember about your presentation. So you must end your presentation with that one thing. It's that little thing that you're going to say that is going to drive your point home. Do not memorize your speech. You're going to have a speaking note, just like I have a speaking note now. You see all my speaking notes, they're numbered. I start with number 1, that now I'm on number 10, and I put my 1 week 1. This is my speaking notes in teaching you today. I'm not reading word for word what I have here, but I'm looking at the points and I'm talking to you from the point. The same thing with you. Do not memorize your speech, but have a speaking note that will guide your presentation. You want to write your key ideas in that speaking notes. The speaking notes is usually in a form of index card. Number your index card, just like I number my notes now. Then you want to practice. You want to practice speaking extemporaneously. What does it mean to speak extemporaneously? It means that you are speaking in a conversational tone, and you are speaking in a way that shows that you know what you are talking about. Your information is clear, well organized, and your audience is easily able to follow what you are doing or what you are saying. That's what it means to speak extemporaneously. It means a well-researched and practiced presentation. That's what it means to speak extemporaneously. You are going to learn the different modes of delivery later on.
Could I ask a quick question?
Please, any question.
So for all of the speeches, are the index cards like a requirement to have that outline in front of you, or could you potentially do it without if you were comfortable?
No, you will not be comfortable. You'll be looking at the sky, and I'm going to tell you, God is not going to give you the answer. The answer should be in your index card, should be on your notes. Presenting your speech. You want to to set up your equipment. Especially, we're talking about equipment now because a lot of you are going to be doing your presentation online. When I talk about set up your equipment early, I'm talking about when it comes to the live presentation. You're going to come to class early. You're going to set up your work early. I mean, whatever you are at home to do your presentation, you're going to set up your camera early, have a tripod, have everything you need, make sure everything works before you are good to go. Be mindful of how you position yourself too when it comes to your presentation. We need to be able to see at least from your waist up, not from your breast up. We have to be able to see you from your waist up. Remember that. You need to be able to, again, maintain eye contact. You see eye contact keep coming up. Eye contact is so important. You need to be able to maintain eye contact. Use your voice. See, that's the difference between speaking on a monotone and speaking extemporaneously. When you speak extemporaneously, you are speaking in a conversational tone. It's almost like you are having a conversation with the people you are talking to, yet speaking formally. That's what it means to speak extemporaneously. It is okay. It's all right to be nervous, like I already said. Actually knowing that nobody's going to see that you're nervous. Okay, nobody's going to know that you're nervous. And lastly, you need to speak extemporaneously. Comes back again.